Good evening, board and attendees of the board meeting and district staff and community. This is the superintendent update. And funny, last year to this day, I gave the same district update from a hotel room in Dearborn, Michigan. We were there on a trip to learn about how to best serve our refugee newcomers and English learners in our classrooms, as well as some innovations in the Fraser School District. And so a couple of the items I'm going to just revisit. We didn't have a governing board election, but we maintained our governing board stability. We were recognized by the White House last year under the Obama administration, and we'll share a little bit about Betsy DeVos and Donald Trump's administration and our opportunity to meet with them in the White House just recently. Enrollment last year was up 331, and as you know, we're funded on the basis of enrollment and attendance. Enrollment as of now is holding strong based on how we ended the school last year. And we need to strategically look at EAK and opportunities to bolster enrollment for this coming school year. Teacher and staff shortage remains to be a state and national issue. We've done very well here. Our report from personnel this morning, we hired almost 450 employees to Cajon Valley this year, classified, certificated, and management. And we hired very well. So thanks to the recruitment efforts and also attracting and retaining the finest employees to the Cajon Valley District, personnel department, and your whole staff. This does still continue to remain an issue as it is a statewide issue, and we are competing with every district around us for talent. And so just a couple days ago, Teach for America, who recruits the top 10% of the class of the top universities to serve in the nation's most underserved areas, wants to participate and establish a cohort here based on the shared vision we have for equity and access for all students. And so we do have some opportunities and some continuing efforts in substitute teachers as well as certificated and classified staff. Curriculum adoption is in process. Our Ed Services team is adopting an ELA for elementary and middle school, and that's going very well. Some of the feedback is that we're so far ahead than the rest of the country that the curriculum is still behind us. But overall, the teachers are excited to have new books and relevant materials for the kids in their classrooms, and the kids love the smell of a new book as we love the smell of a new car. NGSS, New Next Generation Science Standards, will be adopting very shortly after, and we'll look at new ways that we can augment our world of work and presentation literacy. Collaboration with the Grossmont Union High School District has been lukewarm. We would like them to continue our programs that our students leave within 8th grade, and we're committed to doing that. We're meeting with Steel Canyon CEO Don Hoheimer next week to talk about using Steel Canyon as a test bed, as about half of the Hillsdale students go there. So they're interested in continuing the program, and we have other ideas on the board which we will continue to talk about over the holidays. And the exciting thing for me is just last year on this day, Suzanne Mullins and Justin Slagle were here. And the amazing thing is that it feels like it's been years with Karen and Jim. Not in the sense that, oh gosh, it seems like it's been such a long time with Karen. That's not what I mean. But we've achieved so much and accomplished so much in such a short amount of time. And the ability to build a trusting and strong relationship with you is a testament to your attention, to your presence, and to the active participation of all board members. And so our board stability has never been better, and I'm grateful for that. Without that, we can't do anything in our district. And so, again, last year at this time, we were in Dearborn. We were learning a lot of strategies. We also visited Fraser. And if you remember in Fraser, this truck was snow plowing the road so that we can have a safe passage. And then Joe and Tamara will remember this. We drove in the wrong way to the bus lane, and in Michigan, in the snow, there's only one narrow bus lane, and we disrupted the entire high school traffic, and it was embarrassing, but they still love us, and we're welcome back there in February. Also last year at this time, we were just recognized by the White House for our work in the Race to the Top in the Obama administration. Without receiving grant funds, we were able to achieve their goals. And we began the year with a word in prayer, and you see here our community leaders, Mayor Wells, Senator Anderson, and Roland Slade. And then they were recognizing Chief Davis for their work during some very difficult times in October of last year that the city altogether managed very well. Shortly thereafter, we learned that we needed some extra resources, and A.L. Bergman and Tamara Otero accompanied me to Washington, D.C., where we lobbied both the Senate and House of Representatives to get funds for our newcomer students. While we were there, the travel ban was enacted, and it was an interesting time to be in Washington, D.C. Shortly thereafter, we began our World of Work business partners, and we took a team to Illumina. I think that was one of the highlights of Jill's time on the board you mentioned. And we learned about the careers, not in just genomics, but in sales and marketing and all the types of work available in every type of company here in San Diego in terms of the world of work. We then went to the California State Assembly and lobbied with Randy Vopel, and Senator Joel Anderson has been more than a friend. He's been an advocate and actually brought us down to the Senate floor and helped us get into some of the meetings that we did. And those meetings were prolific. Thanks to Tamara's testimony on Capitol Hill, we were able to secure $10 million in funding for refugee and newcomer students in the state of California. And a large portion of that will come to Cajon Valley. We should be learning about that shortly when Governor Brown announces his January budget. Also last year, we increased our involvement and relationships with our local fire department and police department, not just in videos, but in basketball games and kickball games, and opportunities for our kids to get to know their first responders and local heroes by first name. Last year, I can't believe we had our 3rd annual TEDx event, and it was spectacular. Here's a 1.5-minute summary of that.
Why is kindness important? Kindness is important because being kind is the foundation and the key to peace. And we need to build peace. Our world is really one big family. Hope is where we are. Our journey had just begun.
A bully's like a big grizzly bear, so when you see him, play dead. No, seriously, ignore the bully.
Always remember to believe in yourself and find the balance in your life.
Do what you believe in and never ever give up fighting for your rights.
So remember, you're awesome and cool.
The other thing, Ed Hidalgo, through the University of San Diego, was actively recruiting partners for us. This partner is BioLabs. They're opening up a shared space where student graduates of UC San Diego who have incurred some student debt can start practicing their craft right away with lab space and heavy machinery that cost in the millions of dollars to start learning and producing their ideas in a lab space shared. We then took our world of work to Capitol Hill and were welcomed by Betsy DeVos and her administration, and they're very interested in new ideas to help improve the human condition for American students. We began the school year with CV Conference.
This is the day when the entire district is coming to this place, which has never happened. We've never had a professional development day. I've been in the district a long time, where everyone comes together with a common goal.
So the teachers are here for their first day back to kick off our new initiatives so they can get excited and ready to roll these out in their classrooms with their students throughout the year. And we've got the World of Work and Presentation Literacy and a GLOW program that are all starting, and we wanted to support our teachers and let them know that they're really important to us and they are the heroes in the classrooms.
I mean, every district says they want to do innovative things. In this district, we actually do it. And one of the big principles that helps us guide and do that is our collaborative approach. And it's highlighted with this event. We have teachers helping teach other teachers, not because they're masters or understand everything about a subject matter, but because they've experienced it. This event's great because it prepares teachers for this upcoming school year by bringing the collaboration and kicking collaboration off in the right way, by getting teachers back together with their peers, by letting them connect with other people from the different sites, and building the strong network that we have in the Cajon Valley District.
So far, I'm really excited because there's a lot of enthusiasm, and it seems like we're bringing back the fun to teaching.
Definitely feels more like a unified district rather than just like my site. I feel more like Cajon Valley family. Just a really good feeling that we're all in it together.
Every single school is represented here on one campus. We all have common goals. We have wonderful opportunities to support each other. We're all in this together. We are a Cajon Valley family. Socializing, having some fun, listening to some music, but also just a common learning experience.
And these types of innovations have brought national and global attention. And this is Elke from the Netherlands. We hosted a team of about 45 administrators, teachers, and public policy officials from the Ministry of Education from the Netherlands. And they wanted to talk about the question of how does you prepare children for jobs that don't yet exist, as well as establish systems that support both government and local initiatives. Most recently, our governing board went to the California School Boards Conference, and we shared these with our California State colleagues at the School Boards Association. And bottom left is our team with our RIASEC sign after the World of Work presentation. And top right is a tweet from Ed. And what it really just shows is that there's a commitment at every level, from our school board down to our teaching staff, to support kids in being happy, in healthy relationships, and on a path to gainful employment. And I'll share just a little bit of time on my trip to China, where I got to teach the Communist Party about some of the innovations and share with them some ideas that they're looking for to help their own economy and education system. So really quickly through some pictures, this looks like a hotel. It's actually a school, a vocational school for hotel and leisure. It's a high school, very unlike schools here. And so most of the work happened at this school. The kids learned how to run a hotel, then they go outside and do their their exercise, and then they have their meals together, and then they go back in their shared living spaces. And these kids are there because at the age of 15 in China, there's a test called the Gaokao, very similar to many Asian countries, where the top 1% are able to take an exam to determine which kids will go on to university and which kids will go on to vocational education. This is Sherry. She is from UCLA, a doctoral professor there. She was the one American I was with, the only person that spoke English other than our translators. And this person, Dr. Liu, is one of the chief administrators for the Beijing school system. And very quickly they said, you are now accepted as our foreign expert. Here are our leaders. Do us well for 5 days. And it was quite a lot of pressure, but we had fun. And we talked about all the things that we're doing here. And at the end of the day, what we found is that once we got to know the educators, they're really not much different than us. Literally not much different than us. Got a kick out of our outfit. And just a short side story, the internet is filtered in China. They don't have access to Google and YouTube and things, so I like to download videos and play them. That's kind of a faux pas there. They like to know what content is being played. But they were fascinated by TED and some of our work, and then we edited with yoga and had a grand time. So to the future, and we talked about several times here in our community about the Committee of 10 who designed our public school system in 1892 in the image of industrialism to meet the needs of industrialism. Then every American that went through it had an opportunity to have a job. And this question that Beijing and China and the Netherlands and that many countries are struggling with is how do we prepare our kids for the current world of work? And how do we close the skills gap between the unemployed and open jobs? And I think that our answer is going to be answered in the next few weeks when we go on our edu-tour back to Jacksonville, back to Michigan, and to Baltimore, and start a strategic planning with our governing board and cabinet about the future of our students and how we allocate resources to happy kids and healthy relationships towards gainful employment. And Mayor Wells, in his State of the City address just a couple days ago, he used the same tagline, in El Cajon, we're making this place the best place to live, to work, to play, and we'll add to raise a family. In order to do that, we have to provide a strong education. And again, happy kids, healthy relationships on a path to gainful employment takes modern curriculum. Thank you, Governing Board for allowing us to create a modern curriculum that provides every child with computer science, with presentation literacy, with social and emotional learning, and prepares them with the skills, knowledge, and abilities to access the current world of work. And what's even more validating than that is the work that we're seeing in other countries. Australia and New Zealand have reached out to ED because they're trying to create an early years program to teach career development to their students because they're realizing that by middle school and high school, it's too late and kids have checked out of the system. In Europe, we've studied them for a while. They're training 8,000 new teachers to teach computer science as mandatory compulsory education from kindergarten through 12th grade. We've been doing this for 4 years now, but we're one of very few school districts in the United States. So it's validation in the work, and again, all possible by the work of our school board, and thank you. We look forward to happy holidays and rest and a prosperous 2018. Thank you very much.